Dominion Night 2019 is a wrap and super successful, and I think everybody had a great time. And so here's my yearly puzzle walkthrough video. This year, the theme was trying to figure out where the next ruler of the kingdoms is going to come from, specifically which of the 9 empires. So you'd come upstairs and find this table sitting here, and these connection boards here that had all these dots on them, and one line drawn and some Roman numerals, and then some numbers along the bottom, as well as the instruction sheet about how you're supposed to fill it in, and one of the connections has already been filled in for you, hence that line, as well as an answer board on the wall with flaps with numbers on them, and then each one of them has some information in there like that. Now there was riddles around the house and things such as like this one that said, like, the King's Puzzle number 4, find the numbers then solve. This particular one was a math problem, and you'd get the numbers from those. You'd line it up with these numbers here from one of the sheets on the middle of the Dominion tables, and that would give you the number ultimately 11 after you did this subtraction puzzle. And then you'd come back to the answer board, because all of the things were number based, and you'd flip up 11 and say, Ella Patterson and Michael Wright have been married for more than 10 years. So then you'd come over to your sheet and say, Ella Patterson and Michael Wright need to be connected. Because also around the house were various instructions for connecting people together. So it would say something like, connect people who are siblings, or connect people from the same empire, or connect people from that are married, that kind of things. And then so you get all these connections made. Some of them were like on the back of the gems. This is the House of Light gem bowl that you just could take them for extra scratch offs. And then on the back it had an extra thing about Michael Wright working with Vincent Richards at the Houses of Light. And then you can see like Michael Wright and Vincent Richards would be connected. The biggest one that got you the most information was learning that peoples of the same empire were connected, because a bunch of these things had empire names written on the bottom or the people who were in those empires. So this one I already showed that had the number of that one here. Another one of the puzzles was an unscramble the word thing. And then after you unscramble the words, there are victory, herald, intrigue, renaissance, and cartographer. And if you spell out the word that it says, that's like EIGHT, which is the number 8, find another number to make the final answer. In 8, you'd learned, Hugo Gray is a member of the Wanderers. Okay, so if Hugo Gray is a member of the Wanderers, you knew that already that these 3 people were members of the Wanderers, so therefore you'd connect them and then make some more things. So that was that puzzle. And these were just around the house. You'd find these various sheets that had the puzzles on them. Lastly was this math Sudoku puzzle, and you had to fill in the numbers 1 through 5 in every row and column and make these equations true. So like the 2 and the 1 could go there because it just got a 2 and a 1 on it. But like here, this has got to add to 7, it's got plus 7, so like a 3 and a 4 would go here. These got to multiply to 12, so it was like 1, 3, and 4, and you got to make it all math work, rows and columns. And then the 3 shaded boxes were this one, and this one, and you add them together, and you would get 10 when you're all done. And on the answer board number 10 here, Vincent Richards and Nanny O'More are siblings. You'd go connect them. So that's puzzles 2, 3, and 4. The number 1 puzzle, actually, people had at the beginning of the night. They just didn't know it. At the beginning of the night, as on the main instruction sheets, I also gave them transparencies that had random letters on it. But what people didn't realize is that they were actually different from each other, and not everybody had the same one. And how I did that, actually, is I had them separated by the 4 styles you could get, where the first 10 people that arrived got the first style, and the next 10 people got the next style, and so on. That way, if you came at the same time as somebody else did, people you'd be friends with generally at Dominion Night, you would have the same transparency and not notice it unless you were talking to other people as well and noticing, hey, wait, they're different. You put them all together. All 4 of them stacked together would then say the King's Puzzle number 1, add all the Roman numerals on your connection board, which would be 10, 5, and 5, which would be 20. And then you have this one here. April Richards had 2 sons, Theo Reyes and Casey Alexander. Now that's over here. April Reyes, Casey Alexander, and Theo right here, these three right here. But there was another hint around the house that said these two are not spoken for years and should not be connected, even though they're siblings. So you'd connect her with their two sons, but not the two sons themselves. Right, and then the transparency also said at the bottom, when you get all four, you have earned a bonus scratch off for solving that particular one working together. So when you were all said and done, your board would look like this, which looks like nothing other than the fact that it just got the two things at the bottom and then a big circle. But if you turn it over upside down, then it looks like a rabbit with the Roman numerals becoming the eye and the nose, and then the two ears. And the Empire of Snow on its little card that looks something like this. This is the Royal Court, and this is the Houses of Light. But the Empire of Snow at the bottom said, the Empire of Snow members often use a white rabbit on their clothes or their tents and stuff like that as they're traveling to show what empire they're a part of. And say, oh, I have a white rabbit. Therefore, the answer is the Empire of Snow. But that's it. That's the answer for Dominion Night Puzzle 2019. Hopefully you had fun, and I will see you all next year. Bye-bye.